Hello again, friends. It's Dawn with twiceshearedsheep.com, and today we're going to talk about different ways to knit. Okay, so before I show you my hands, before we get down with some needles and some yarn, I want to explain something for you. You may run across somebody in your knitting journey who knits in a different way than what I show you, or you may find other videos that show you in it slightly differently. That is perfectly okay. See, knitting has been developed independently all around the world. And that means that people who developed knitting in South America and developed it in the Middle East and developed it in Norway and Europe all found their own ways of figuring out how to loop yarn over needles to form knitted fabric. And so some traditions hold the yarn in the right hand, and some traditions hold it in the left hand. Some traditions pin it to their shirt, the Portuguese knitting. There are lots and lots of different ways to knit. If you become more experienced and you find that you want to try a different way, I highly encourage you to do that. Some of the best knitters know how to knit in multiple different ways and interchange them to fit whatever fits their mood or fits the project that they're working on. I'm going to show you the two most common ways of knitting. The English method, which holds the yarn in the right hand and kind of throws or wraps the yarn around the needles, or the Continental or German method, which holds the yarn in the left hand and you scoop the yarn and it's called picking with the needle tip. I started out as a crocheter, so my natural style, the way that I learned, is to hold it in my left hand because that's how I was used to holding it as a crocheter. So if you are a crocheter, you might try the Continental method first. If you find that you have tension issues and you're having a really hard time keeping that yarn taut enough, it doesn't need to be tight, but with enough tightness to it that you can pick up the yarn easily, you might try holding the yarn, try the English method and hold the yarn in your right hand. This is actually the way that I teach most children, is to hold it in their right hand because it requires less finagling and manipulating of things. You can drop the yarn, you can pick it up, and you can wrap without having to worry about how it's going to mess things up. So there you go. Continental, English. Let's see what they look like.